The Ovis World Slam is the taking of at least 12 of the world's wild mountain sheep. Tonight, we want to recognize several individuals who have documented an Ovis World Slam. Roberto Cortazar of Mexico completed his Ovis World Slam with several tours he took on a single trip to Russia in September 2023. Here you see his Cuban Western Tour. In 2010, he was able to take his Rocky Mountain Bighorn. 6 years later, he took his Marco Polo Argali in Tajikistan. Finally, we show you Roberto's Mexicana Desert Sheep from his home country, also taken in 2016. Switzerland's Miguel Estade finished his Ovis World Slam in September 2023 with a Gobi Argali from Mongolia. In 2012, he took a Dagestan Eastern Tour while in Azerbaijan. And in August 2017, while hunting in Russia, Miguel connected with a Kamchatka snow sheep. We'll finish up by showing you his Altai Argali, taken in Mongolia in August 2021. Rick Frazier of Texas completed his Ovis World Slam in September 2022 with a Hungai Argali from Mongolia. On that same trip, he was able to get his Altai Argali. In December 2020, Rick traveled to South Baja, Mexico for his Weemsee Desert Bighorn. And finally, we'll show you Rick's Marco Polo Argali taken in Tajikistan during 2019. Next, we call Barry King of Wyoming to the stage. Barry completed his Ovis World Slam with a Hungai Argali from Mongolia in August 2023. Earlier that same year, he traveled to Pakistan and connected on a Blanford Uriel. Barry took his Marco Polo November 2021 in Tajikistan and will finish up his Ovis World Slam presentation with the Altai Argali that he took in 2022 in Mongolia. One of the earlier Ovis trophies for Georgia's Mike Marinelli was his Doll Sheep from NWT taken back in August 2000. Moving forward to August 2019, Mike got his Kamchatka snow sheep while on a hunt in Russia. Then in October 2023, Mike added the newly recognized French mainland Corsican Mouflon to his Ovis list, and he completed the Ovis World Slam with the Tian Shan Argali in Kyrgyzstan in November 2023. We're pleased to recognize Oscar Guerrero Perez of Mexico for reaching number 12 on the Ovis list. Oscar hunted in NWT back in September 2006 to get his Doll Sheep. In 2012, he traveled to Tajikistan to get his Marco Polo Argali, and in 2022, Oscar took a Himalayan Blue Sheep in Nepal. He completed his Ovis World Slam in March of 2023 with the Desert Bighorn from Carmen Island in his home country of Mexico. Igor Shevchenko of Spain completed his Ovis World Slam with the Sobretsov Argali taken in December 2023 while hunting in Uzbekistan. Going back to August 2022, you see Igor with his Marco Polo Argali taken in Tajikistan. He also got a Kamchatka snow sheep in Russia in August 2021. And finally, we'll finish up by showing you Igor's Dagestan Eastern Tour from Azerbaijan, taken in August 2023. His award is being accepted by Veronica Cornea. Archie Joe Smith of Arizona began working on his Ovis World Slam back in 1990 when he took a Desert Bighorn. Next up, we have Archie Joe with an Aldad from Texas taken in 2016. His Kamchatka snow sheep was taken in Russia in 2018, and Archie Joe finished his Ovis World Slam with a Gobi Argali from Mongolia that he got in August of 2023. It was a Hungai Argali from Mongolia taken in September 2023 during British Columbia's Dave Turchansky, the Ovis World Slam milestone. Backing up, you see Dave with one of his North American rams, a Fannin from the Yukon taken in 2014. Dave scored on an Aldad in Texas in 2016, and we'll finish up with Dave's Afghan Uriel from Pakistan, which he got on a hunt back in 2017. Matt Ward of California is up next for Ovis World Slam recognition. We'll begin with his Dagestan Eastern Tour from Azerbaijan, taken back in 2012. Matt traveled to Kyrgyzstan in 2018 to get the Humi Argali you see here. In that same year, he connected on both the Red Sheep and Armenian Mouflon from West Texas. We chose his Armenian to represent those two rams. We'll finish up with Matt's Punjab Uriel from Pakistan, which he got back in 2020. Thomas Zimmerman of Wisconsin has quite a few North American rams as part of his Ovis World Slam, an early one being his Doll sheep taken in Alaska in 1995. 1 year later, Thomas scored on his Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Wyoming. As for his international sheep, we have his Marco Polo Argali taken in Tajikistan in October 2019, and we finish Thomas's presentation with a red sheep from West Texas, also taken in 2019. That completes Group 1. And now for our next group. Many international mountain hunters cannot stop after the milestone of the Ovis World Slam. For those, there are additional milestones GSCO designates as the Super 20, Super 30, and yes, even the Super 40 on rare occasion. Michael Scott Ashbrook of Louisiana completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20 in January 2023. He took a Punjab Uriel on a hunt in Pakistan. Leading up to that, we see his Aldad taken in Texas in September 2019. In February 2020, Scott was in Tajikistan, took a Marco Polo Argali. In July 2021, he traveled to Mongolia and collected an Altai Argali. To finish up, we'd like to show you Scott's Blandford Uriel taken in December 2022 in Pakistan. We're pleased to recognize Belgium's Eddie Dankers for reaching number 20 on the Ovis list. Eddie took a sewn sheep in British Columbia in August 2019, and in December 2019, he traveled to Kyrgyzstan and got a Rumi Argali. In March 2023, Eddie was in Morocco, where he took his North African Aldad, and he collected his French mainland Corsican Mouflon in December 2021 in France. We'll finally show you an earlier trophy from Eddie's list, a Himalayan blue sheep from Nepal, taken in 2018. Alan Mackey from right here in Tennessee is up next for Ovis Super 20 recognition. And we'll start with the European Mouflon taken in 2006 on a hunt in Spain. Moving along, Al traveled to Mongolia in October 2006 and got his Gobi Argali. Al has all 3 Uriel found in Pakistan, which shows his impressive Blandford to represent those. Al's red sheep was taken in West Texas in March 2023, and we'll finish up by showing you one of his snow sheep, the Chukotka, which he took in Russia in August 2023. Next, we call Jose Pepe Martí of Spain to the stage. Pepe traveled to China in September 2003 and was successful in taking both the Chinese blue sheep as well as a Gansu Argali. Moving along, we'll see Pepe's Doll sheep in WT, taken in September 2011. He connected on a Blandford Uriel in Pakistan in December 2017, and we finish up his Ovis Super 20 presentation with Pepe's French mainland Corsican Mouflon taken in November 2023 in France. Now we call Doug Yako of Colorado to the stage. Doug completed his Ovis Super 20 milestone with a French mainland Corsican Mouflon in 2022. Prior to that, Doug had hunted in Russia and scored on a Kamchatka snow sheep in August 2003. He got his Kuban Western Turb in September 2006 on yet another hunt in Russia. Moving closer to the present, in February 2017, Doug traveled to Pakistan for a multi-species hunt, took a Blandford Uriel as well as a Punjab Uriel. We now want to recognize the Ovis Super 30 recipients. Pennsylvania's John Goulias is one of the few individuals who have taken all the huntable snow sheep species found in Russia, and he finished the Ovis Super 30 with the newly recognized Karolak snow sheep on a hunt in September 2023. In September 2017, he took an Okost snow sheep as well. The following year, in May 2018, John hunted in Iran and got his Trans-Caspian Uriel. April 2019, found John in Pakistan, where he was successful on a Himalayan blue sheep, and the following year, John was successful in taking a Bukharan Uriel. We finished by showing you John's Fanted sheep taken in August 2019 in the Yukon. Brian Harlan of Texas reached number 30 on the Ovis list in January 2023 with the North Baja Cream del Batis Desert Bighorn from Mexico. Backing up to August 2019, Brian connected on a Koloma snow sheep from Russia. In October 2019, Brian traveled to Turkey and got the highly desirable Konya Mouflon. In September 2021, Brian took the Mid-Caucasian tour in Russia Just a few days later, he connected with the Kuban Western Tour, also in Russia. We'll finish up by showing you Brian's North African Aldad from Morocco. We're pleased to recognize Charles Heron of Alabama for achieving his Ovis Super 30 milestone. Charles has really been after the world sheep and goats lately and has done a lot of hunting over the past few years. In December 2021, he connected on a great Rocky Mountain bighorn in Alberta, which you saw earlier. He traveled to Mongolia in August 2022 and took the newly recognized North Altai Argali. In November 2022, Charles took a French mainland Corsican Mouflon. 2023 was a busy year for Charles as he collected a Madasoni Argali and Bukharan Uriel, both from Tajikistan, as well as a Sovretsov Argali on a hunt in Uzbekistan. Alexei Kim of Russia is up next and will begin his Ovis Super 30 presentation with his Marco Polo Argali from Tajikistan taken back in 2020. That same year, Alexei traveled to Iran and was successful in taking a Trans-Caspian Uriel. He added a Hungai Argali to his Ovis list in 2021 during a hunt in Mongolia. Then in 2022, Alexei was back in Iran once again in pursuit of Esfahan Mouflon. Alexei ventured into North America in 2022 to get the Desert Bighorn, and he finished his Ovis Super 30 on a trip to Morocco, where he took the North Africa Aldad. Next up, we call Jim Lyons of Texas to the stage for Ovis Super 30 recognition. One of the final trophies Jim needed to complete his Ovis Super 30 was the Sovretsov Argali, which he got in 2023. Leading up to that milestone, Jim hunted in Morocco in March 2022 for his North Africa Aldad. That same month, he traveled to Pakistan to get his Afghan Uriel. In February 2022, Jim was in Tajikistan and took his Madasoni Argali. He went to Mexico in March 2021 and was successful on a Weemsee Desert Bighorn, and also the North Baja Grimdalbatis Desert Bighorn. Justin Ragazine of Florida completed his Ovis Super 30 in December 2023, which also qualified him for the Pantheon Award presented jointly by GSCO and SCI. His final ram was the French mainland Corsican Mouflon that you saw earlier. Backing up, Justin traveled to Pakistan in 2013 to get his Blandford Uriel, and his Koryak Snow Sheep from Russia came in August 2014. Moving closer to the present, Justin connected on a North African Aldad in Morocco in October 2022, and in August 2023 traveled to Mongolia to get his Altai Argali. 1 month later, Justin got an impressive California Bighorn on a hunt in British Columbia. Now let's move along to a select group of individuals to reach the Ovis Super 40. John Amostoso of Washington completed his Ovis Super 40 with his French mainland Corsican Mouflon from 2022. We'll be showing you some other animals John took along the way, including his Desert Bighorn from 2020. Next we have his North Altai Argali from Mongolia, taken in 2019. John's Madasoni Argali was taken in Tajikistan in 2018. And we'll finish up with his 2016 Sovretsov Argali from Uzbekistan, and finally, John's Dagestan Eastern Tur from Azerbaijan in 2011. Alexander Egorov of Russia headed toward the Ovis Super 40 when he took a Nelsoni Desert Bighorn in October 2016 in Utah. In July 2018, Alexander was in Iran and was able to connect with the Trans-Caspian Uriel. On that same trip, he was also able to collect an Esfahan Mouflon. In February 2019, on a trip to Tajikistan, Alexander got his Bukharan Uriel. He went back to Tajikistan in February 2021 to collect his Madasoni Argali. Alexander drove a Super 40 trophy was a North Africa Aldad from Morocco, taken in October 2021. Michigan's Larry Higgins completed his Ovis Super 40 in November 2023 when he took a Tian Shan Argali in Kyrgyzstan. Earlier that year, he was in Morocco for his North Africa Aldad. In November 2022, Larry went to Tajikistan and scored a Madasoni Argali. That same month, while still in Tajikistan, he added the Bukharan Uriel to his total. November 2022 was a busy month for Larry, as he also got his French mainland Corsican Mouflon. The last of Larry's trophies we'll feature is his Shikoka Snow Sheep, taken in Russia in August 2015. That completes this group of awards for the evening, so let's give all these recipients a big round of applause.